afternoon everyone. Today in this video I'm going to teach you the first chapter, that is measurements and experimentation. This is from class 9's book. Okay, so we will first do chapter 1A today. Okay, so for that, first of all, what is a physical quantity? Physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. You have learned about physical quantities in previous classes also. For example, length, mass, then time, anger. You cannot measure that, right? So it's not a physical quantity then. So those quantities which can be measured are known as physical quantities. Now I'm using this word measurement. So why do we need that, and what is measurement? Measurement is a process by which we compare any standard value, that means any physical quantity of that is given physical quantity, say length or mass or time, whatever, with a known standard quantity of the same nature. We are comparing any given physical quantity with a known standard quantity of the same nature. Now that standard known quantity of the same nature, that is known as unit. Okay, you know the term unit, but what is it? It is a standard quantity which is used to measure a physical quantity. So basically, suppose if I say that how far do you live from your school, and if you say like, okay, I live this much far from my school, is it convenient? Or if you say I live 20 kilometers away, 200 meters away from my school, that's more convenient. Obviously using that means 20 kilometers or 200 meters, that is much more convenient for you. Say for example, you say 20 kilometers. You know kilometer is a unit. That means we know that 1 kilometer has a standard value. That means it is a fixed quantity. It's not that here 1 kilometer has certain value, and if you go to hill station, 1 kilometer will have some other value. 1 kilometer means if this much is 1 kilometer, it's same everywhere. So that is why we are saying it's a fixed quantity, it's a standard quantity. And we are using this term, this is a numerical value, for comparing this. 20 kilometer, that means when we are saying I live 20 kilometer from my school, that means 20 times of 1 kilometer. So basically I am using this measurement process to measure the physical quantity with the help of numerical value 20 and the standard value, which is a unit. Okay. Now units are of two types. I think in class 6 also you have learned this. Fundamental and derived. What are fundamental units, or you can also be asked what are fundamental physical quantities? Those units which do not need the help of any other units to be expressed. For example, length, the unit of length, that is meter, or say time, second. Those units which can be expressed without the help of any other units, those are fundamental units. What are derived then? Obviously you can very well guess from this term. These are derived from one or more fundamental units. Okay. Examples of derived units, say for example, what about area? What will be the unit of area? Say in SI system, we know, say for example, you have a box. What is the area of the box? Say 20 meters square. So we are using this meter two times. meter into meter. That means length into length. So what are we using actually? Fundamental unit or fundamental physical quantity. So this is a derived unit. Okay. So now let's talk about the different systems of unit. In class 6 already you have learned this. The 3 different systems of units based on, this was basically based on remember length, mass and time. Based on only these 3 physical quantities, previously systems of unit was classified into 3 types. CGS, FPS, MKS. C stands for centimeter, G stands for gram. That means see, the unit of length in this system is centimeter, mass, gram, time, second. FPS, foot, pound, second. Meter, kilogram, second. So these were the 3 unit systems of unit. Now later on, it was in the year 1960, it was discovered that apart from these 3 fundamental quantities, there are some more fundamental quantities also. You should be knowing this. There are 7 fundamental physical quantities. Let's just recapitulate a bit. What are those? These are the 7 fundamental physical quantities. Fine. Length, unit of length, we all know. Be careful about how I am writing the units. Okay, we are not writing capital M. Okay, now this is very important because in your exam, if you write capital M for meter, you will get a 0. We will discuss the guidelines for, I think in class 6 also this was there. Guidelines for writing the units. We will write the short forms here, okay? So, we will write small m, not capital M. Next, let's come to mass. Mass, the unit. So, basically, I think you have understood what am I discussing, the 7 fundamental physical quantities which comes under which type of system of unit? The SI system. International system of unit. The SI system which included, apart from length, mass, time, remaining fundamental physical quantities. Okay. So in SI system, so actually these units, these systems of units are nowadays not much in use. We generally prefer to use a SI system. Okay. Again see, I am writing small k. This also small kg. This minute things are very important. Okay, you just cannot afford to mix this up. Time, smallest. Capital K, not small k. This one is small. So this is a chart of the 7 fundamental physical quantities. Now apart from these 7, we have 2 more complementary fundamental physical quantities. Those are angle. If you cannot see here, I'm just writing it above. This is a continuation, okay? So that makes a complete list of fundamental physical quantities. Now, just look at these symbols once. We have used small letters for all the full forms of all the units. But in case of few, we have used capital letters as when we are writing the short forms, that means the initials, symbols. These are known as the symbols and these are the units. So how do we know that for which one, which to write? There are some guidelines for writing the units. So I'm just rubbing this off. You have this in your book already. Suppose for any unit, say let it be meter, kilogram, or say Newton. Why am I specifying Newton? By the way, Newton, it's a SI unit of force. You will get acquainted very soon because you have this force chapter in the laws of motion only. Okay, so meter, kilogram, Newton, say seconds. For all the units, whenever we are writing it in the full forms, we never start with capital letter. So basically, this is wrong. Okay, but in case of the initials, that means when we are writing symbols, say for example, symbol, we can write with the help of M. Instead of meter, we can write small m also, kg. For second, small s. For Newton, capital N. Why? Because for the name of the scientists, whichever units are made after the name of the scientists, we use capital letter. Newton. Ampere, you remember we used capital A for ampere because ampere is the name of a scientist. Then again, you have learned Coulomb, we use capital C for Coulomb. Then volt, capital V, named after Alessandro Volta. Then like all these names, say Pascal. First, Pascal, the first letter will be capital. But the full form when you are writing, like this, Hertz, HZ, it's not. Second one, small letter. First one, capital letter. So we are speaking about the first letter of the units. Okay. Now, what about the compound units? Compound units means, suppose if I say unit of velocity, meter per second, SI system meter per second. So we can either write, okay, or we can also write, why this is so? Because this means meter by second. So when we are putting this in the numerator, from the denominator we use the index, because when it was in the denominator it was to the power 1, when it comes above it becomes to the power minus 1. Suppose you have acceleration. What is acceleration? It is a rate of change of velocity. If you have forgotten what is acceleration, just concentrate on this one, meter per second square. How will you just write this like this? Index form, right? Why? That's it. Comes to the numerator, it becomes minus 2. It was plus initially, so now it will be minus. Okay. This is about the compound units, and also for some compound units, like you will be acquainted with this. I think in class 8 also you have learned this, Newton meter. Newton meter, remember, moment of force, torque, the unit, it was force into perpendicular distance between the pivoted point and the line of action of force. So Newton meter, either we write it N dot M or like this, or a small space in between. You have these rules in the chapter only. Go through the rules thoroughly, because you need to know these rules while you are writing the units. In class 9, you get questions in the exam like write the SI unit of, say, for example, electric current, anything. You can get, you'll be asked to write the units, or you may also be asked to write the symbols. So while you are writing that, if by any chance you make a mistake in this guideline section, marks will be deducted, because it is wrong. If you write the units in improper way, it is wrong. Okay? You have a norm for everything, for writing the units also. Now, let's talk about the prefixes. This also comes under the guideline part. Prefixes. Suppose I want to measure the distance between my home and, say, Switzerland. So which one will be convenient to measure? If I measure it with meter or with kilometer? Obviously it will be convenient if I measure it with the help of kilometer, because if I express it in meter, it will be a huge value. That is why we need multiples and submultiples of every unit. What are these? Kilometers. Then you have millimeter. Then you have, you have heard about this, nanosecond. Then, say for example, kilometer, millimeter, nanosecond, millisecond. We know second is a unit. So what is this? Or what is this? These are all prefixes which we add with the units to express either smaller values of the units or larger values of the units. For example, kilometer, larger unit of meter, it's a multiple of meter, kilometer. Obviously, I hope you know, because definitely it will be a larger unit of meter, right? Millimeter, smaller unit of meter, because what about centimeter? So these are basically the prefixes which I am adding to make smaller units, that means the smaller multiples of units, and the sub multiples of units basically. And suppose for example kilometer, I am adding this prefix to make it a larger unit. So like this you have, let's just focus first on length. You have in this chapter length, mass and time. For these three physical quantities you have some smaller and larger units, and also you need to know certain derived quantities also, that means units of certain derived physical quantities. Let's just first focus on length then. What do we have for smaller units? First of all, what is the standard unit, or what is the unit which I am considering as a fixed value? Meter, because everything now which we will consider is in SI system. So standard is meter. Smaller than meter, that suppose centimeter, millimeter, centimeter 10 to the power minus 2 meter, 10 to the power minus 3 meter, micrometer 10 to the power minus 6, then 1 nanometer, okay. I think up to this you may be acquainted with all this. Do you have any idea about angstrom? Then for me, generally these units are used to express very smaller multiples of meter. Suppose I want to measure any interatomic distances. Obviously if I use, that will be very small, because atoms you cannot see, obviously distance you cannot measure with the help of a scale, with a millimeter or meter scale. Obviously you need very small multiple of meter.